This week on the Hearts of Gold podcast, I get to sit down with the one and only Stephen Chollet, who is one of our dear friends from years and years ago. And it was so much fun to get to sit with him and reconnect and talk about everything that he's doing right now with his business and marketing and all of those fun things. We even tapped into some of the old events that he put on way back in the year 2000, right around the Y2K phenomenon, and kind of go into some more history on movie theaters and projectionists and really what got him into film in general. And so I'm so excited for you to listen in on today's episode as we talk with Stephen Chollet today on the Hearts of Gold podcast.
Just really a heart of gold.
I mean, she's tough, but she has a heart of gold.
I'm a problem solver and I have a heart of gold. Thank you, James.
See, ladies, a heart of gold.
But I know you have a heart of gold and have done many good deeds.
You've been most helpful.
Yeah, that's me. Heart of gold.
You have a heart of gold.
18 karat.
Hello and welcome to the Hearts of Gold podcast. We are so excited that you are here today with us because we have a very special guest in the studio that I'm so excited to introduce you to. His name is Stephen Chollet, and I've known Stephen for 20 plus ish years.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. Oh, I'm not that old. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we won't get into all of that. But yes, 20-ish, probably more than that years. But Stephen was born and raised in Oroville, and we found out that was delivered by the same doctor as James and myself, which Dr. Freistat, but way back then, which we may get into, we'll see. But just a small town knit community. But Stephen is a marketer, a mentalist or mind reader, which we may have to get into a little bit later, a storyteller, and he won not one, but 2 Emmys, one in 2005 and one in 2007, which I would love to hear more about as we continue the conversation. And then just recently, your most recent endeavor is that you started a marketing agency called Chollet, after your name, which is kind of a conglomeration of bringing everything, your whole experience and all of that into one brand and one business, which I would love to hear more about all of that. Exactly. And so welcome to the Hearts of Gold podcast. Thanks for saying yes to this.
Thank you, Erin. I was excited when you reached out. So
yeah, well, we were also excited because, like I said, we look at every single comment and like that's on our posts because we are still growing and we're still small, and so you have commented on some of the episodes and it just made us feel so seen and like, oh my gosh, Stephen's watching these episodes. So
I know that I at least know that myself and I think your dad are 2 of your subscribers. So
yes,
we're working on maybe a fan club.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
No, but I'm so excited to get to talk a little bit more and learn more about you and have just Butte County and those watching learn a bit more about you and hear kind of your story. So I like to always start with golden beginnings, as it is Hearts of Gold podcast. And so how you were born and raised here, but was there a time, tell us, you lived in Oroville. How did you get to this region? Maybe your family, how did they get here? Yeah.
I don't know. What I do know, so these are things I should probably ask my parents while I still can. My dad grew up where the lake is, in Bidwell Bar, what's now underwater.
Oh,
so he grew up in the canyon. He's got lots of stories being a little kid growing up there, listening to logging trucks come down the hill, swimming under the Bidwell Bar Bridge before there was a lake.
Wow.
And then when they came in to build the lake, I think the state bought my grandparents' property out and they moved to a house on Oro Quincy Highway where they lived until for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So my dad is really the Oroville guy, and then he met my mom in college in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And then after he went in the military and did his thing there, he came back here, and the family's been in Oroville ever since.
Yeah.
So.
And you were in Oroville native for a while, and then now where do you reside?
I'm in Chico now. So I was living in Oroville. until I was probably 20. I'd moved to Chico for a bit, then I moved back to Oroville and lived here from like 2005 to about maybe 2012, and then I moved to Chico, mostly just because a lot of my clients and like people I was meeting with every day were they were in Chico. That's like where the majority of my business existed. So I was driving to Chico every single day and coming back. So I said, it's maybe time to get over there.
Yeah, which back in, before they put in the new highway or made it.
Oh yeah, 149 when it was just 2 lanes. Yeah.
It used to take longer to get to Chico. Now it's like, we live in Thermalito, so it's like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's quick.
It takes longer sometimes to get up to Kelly Ridge from our house. So anyway, it's now commuting to Chico doesn't feel as hard. But still driving every day is like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, like driving to Chico to go do things. And as a kid, it felt like it was a long ways away. I would ask my mom, I was like, how long is it going to be until we're over there? Until we see like the green trees on the horizon that let you knew you were about to be into Chico. She's like, it's about as long as one of your shows that you watch, which I think was her way of saying, oh, it's like 30 minutes, right?
Right.
But as a kid, I was like, oh, I know which show it is. 'Cause I had one show in my head that seemed long to me. I was like, it's a certain episode of the Thundercats. That's the show she's talking about. Yeah.
That's so funny. You know how we knew when we were getting close to Chico? Well, going over there as a kid, because we would go to the mall, Chico Mall. We would drive by this big golden dome that I thought was Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we would drive by. It's neighborhood church.
Neighborhood church, yeah.
But as a kid, I was like, there's Disneyland. There we go.
It did. It looks like
one day.
The Epcot Center sunk into the earth. Yep.
Yes. Or Disney World, I guess. I don't know. Something related to Disney. I just knew it was something. So anyway, that's my childhood memory in that way. But so you've had many jobs, and some of the ones that I was remembering, just even as thinking of golden beginnings, is we worked at the movie theater together.
Yes.
You were one of the OGs at Feather River Cinemas.
Feather River Cinemas, yeah. When they first opened, that must have been 1995 or 96 maybe.
I think, yeah.
Because I was like one of 2 or 3 people in town that had experience as a projectionist.
Okay.
And I was like 15, maybe, I'm going to say I was at least 15 and a half and I had a work permit. Sure. I don't think it matters now.
Yeah.
But I had been working at the State Theater when I was like 13, 14, learning to do projection stuff there with Voren. I don't know if you remember Voren Dornan that ran the State Theater for years.
No, I don't. I probably should know this.
They used to bring in second run movies. In other words, movies that had been out like in the theaters already.
We watched Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah. And they would bring them in a couple weeks after they had played in like the first run, like the big theaters.
Yeah.
And they'd run a few shows on the weekends. And I had grown up kind of in that theater because my parents directed a bunch of musicals there. So I kind of like lived in the theater like a little theater rat.
Yeah.
And so Voren, who knew I was into like sound and lighting and all that, he was like, do you want to come in and learn to start the movies? And I said, yeah, I'll come start the movies. So someone would have to drop me off. It was like the most inefficient job ever. Like someone has to drive you there, pick you up, like to make $5 in cash, like right out of the concession booth or whatever. But I learned to start movies. And then when they opened Feather River Cinemas, I was like, I have experience. And so, I was working there like right at the beginning.
Well, and you're saying start movies, but for projectionist is really
there was a little more to it. Yeah.
A lost art. We don't really have that anymore.
You had to put all the reels together on the platter and make a big reel and thread it and start it.
Yeah. Yep.
I still have dreams that I'm at Feather River Cinemas. James is nodding because did you work at the theater too? Okay. I still have probably the same dream that I have like 2 recurring nightmares, and this is one of them.
Why are they? Because I have some.
And it is that I'm looking at the clock, and it is whatever time, 5:20, and there are 3 movies that were supposed to have started already, and the projectors aren't even ready yet.
Oh no!
And I'm running up the stairs trying to get them ready. That's one of the recurring nightmares. The other one has to do with neighborhood church, the Golden Golf Ball. So,
the Golden Golf.
Yeah, we could talk about that later if you want. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. That's so funny. My recurring Feather River Cinema stream is there's just a line of people that just is wrapping around the building, and I'm trying to sell tickets, and I cannot. It's not. The line is not going down, and so it's. I don't know. It's so weird. It must have been just a core time, when you're 15, 16, your teens. And you're in charge of
Well, and it's also it's a lot of people that are all expecting this experience, and I feel like there's this pressure, everything's on a schedule, has to happen on time. So
yes,
you're just trying to get everybody in there and have everything go correctly.
Yeah, that's so funny. We were talking about this. Sorry, I didn't realize we were going to spend so much time here. But one of the things James and I were talking about recently, because we went and we watched a movie at the movie theater here in town, and how the light looks a little bit different than it did back when it was lamps showing through film. And now that it's I don't know if it's a different type of, it's just different now because it's digital.
I have no idea how it works. It's like magic, I
don't
guess.
know.
But
anyway, and you don't see there were little cigarette burns up in the corner when you were about to
a new reel was going to come on. Yeah.
Anyway, look it up, YouTube it.
Yeah.
It's some fun stuff.
No one can see me, but I thought one time you told me that you were like, digital projectors, it's not as shaky, but it's not as bright. I don't know if you told me.
I don't know.
Digital projectors?
Maybe at the time, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't you, but someone told me that. I always think about that because it feels different.
Could be.
It does,
The lamps were so hot.
They're so
they
hot.
were bright, yeah.
The lamps.
There was I was worried, when you went to change them, they had this whole protocol. You'd wear a mask, wear these gloves, because you got oil on the xenon lamp. They could explode, and the way it was described is that it could blow the sides off the projector. And so I was always paranoid. It was a whole
It's like
safety
a 14-year-old.
ritual, a safety whatever protocol.
Yes.
To change them. I was like, okay,
I guess I'm gonna do this. That's so funny.
super scary.
Oh my gosh. So the other thing that came up for me as I was kind of thinking about how long I've known you is you put on back in 2000. Mm-hmm. This was one of my core memories as a teen. You put on a Y2K.
Oh gosh.
Event at our local church growing up.
Yes, yeah.
And it was Y2K 2000 for those of you who are born later. We thought the world was going to end or something. We thought computers were going to end.
Something, everything was going to shut down or something. Yeah,
yes.
I remember this. Okay, I'm curious to hear what you remember of this
I
event.
just remember this party that was being put on at the church. It was an all night. It was a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah,
and I would have been probably 12, 13 maybe. I don't know. This would have 99. Yeah. So I was in 8th grade. And we came to this party and it was just the church was all decked out and there was a band.
Yeah.
Which I learned later that you guys practiced for a month or something leading up to that.
Hopefully we did. Yeah. Yeah. At least. Yes. I believe that I remember it. That's a funny memory. Good job. I believe we called it the Millennium Mega Bash.
That is it.
That was the name.
Whoa. Millennium Mega Bash. That's what it was.
And I had even borrowed lighting from the State Theater to come down. And the guy mentioned Voren. He came down and helped with it. Because I had this whole idea that, we do the countdown to midnight. And then I wanted all the lights in the whole place to just shut off. And all the music, I wanted everything to stop right at midnight, that the grid went down like everybody thought it was going to. Yeah. And then we'd come back in with all the lights and a big song. Yeah. And it kind of worked like that. I don't know if anybody got it. That was my big idea.
Yeah, see, I don't remember any of that. I just remember
it was a great party.
It was a great party.
Yeah,
it was Y2K.
Yeah,
it's
that's
trending.
Funny. Good
it's
memory.
Trending. Yeah. Well,
no, I didn't expect that to be on your notes over there, but okay.
No, I love it. Well, and it's just fun because I love the thing about living in a tight knit community is it's you know people. Yeah. And it's also we haven't really had a chance to talk for a long time. Yeah. So it's neat to to kind of rehash some of those older memories. But yes, so as being someone who has grown up in this region, I always like to ask people what is kind of your hidden gem in this region? Something that not enough people know about that they need to know about, whether they're a local or they're a tourist or they're someone.
This one is really tough because I don't know that I have like a single answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that there's people that, so I did this video years
Mm-hmm.
ago when Facebook was young and drones were young.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you put a video online and it got like 50,000 views, like that was a big deal. Like now you can put a video of like in your pajamas talking about something and it's 1 million views like the next day.
Oh gosh,
Right?
that would be awesome.
I mean, people do, I should
Okay,
say.
yeah.
People do. I don't.
Yes.
But so at the time I had made this video of like downtown Chico in the fall with all the fall colors. I put it on Facebook, I think it was, and it had like 100,000 views in a couple of days. And I was like, oh wow, like that. And it like people wanted to interview me on the radio. And so then I was like, I'm going to make a couple videos
Yeah.
like showing off like Butte County. I did one of like downtown Oroville. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I went and did one of Phantom Falls. This is not
Okay.
my place, but I'm going somewhere. So I
Yeah.
did this video of Phantom Falls and I posted it. And I don't remember if it was on like my blog at the time or where I had posted it. I got these like I'll call them hate comments. Like this one guy was like, I can't believe you're telling people about where this is. Please don't give a map. Don't do this. Like no one should know where this is. Blah, 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 blah. And he went off on it. And I was like, so it's okay. For some reason, I think I must have decided it was okay to leave a comment back, which
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do now. But I was like, so it's okay for you to know where this is. A place that's like publicly like public beauty.
Yes.
But we can't let others know. And I was like, so this whole like kind of, I think everybody calls it like gatekeeping thing.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not really into that. But
Yeah.
so, but I also get why people are like, oh, this hidden gem. Like, if everybody goes there, is it the hidden gem anymore?
Right. Right.
So that said, a friend of mine introduced me to this really cool lake reservoir nearby.
Okay.
That he would probably be like, no one can know about it because he loves to fish there.
I know it's the fishing.
But I have
thing.
filmed a few projects there with permission from the right people,
Yes.
and I'm hoping I'm going to get it right because there's two of them right next to each other,
Oh.
and one of them is really beautiful, kind of tricky to get. I think it's Lost Creek Reservoir. I don't
Lost
think it's in Butte
Creek.
County.
Okay.
I think you like go up like kind of near Woodleaf, and then you get on some road, and then once you think
Okay.
the road looks really bad, and you must be
Yes.
going the wrong way, you're very close
Okay.
to where it is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really cool spot. Really
Neat.
cool
Okay.
spot.
Lost
So,
Creek Reservoir.
afterwards, I'll show you guys some videos that I
Okay.
shot there.
I know, and James is probably trying to search some stuff right now. Maybe you'll have it up. We'll see. That's so cool.
And if we look at pictures and it's not the right one, then I know which one is the right one. But that's a cool spot in terms of like outdoor places that you can go. And
Yeah.
there's like, you can kind of, whatever, kayak there, canoe there,
Yeah.
have a picnic. It's really pretty.
Yeah. I mean, and this region is just so there. I mean, having grown up here, I didn't appreciate it when I was younger. It was just, when you grow up here, you're like, oh yeah, there is Table Mountain and there is, the State Theater, which I didn't realize was such an iconic and kind of rare thing to have anymore. And we have the smell of rice fields burning in September
Yeah.
or whenever. I was like,
Yeah.
that's just normal.
Right? Yeah.
And so now, but to hear other people that they're like, we don't have this where we are. So people come from all over.
I think the other one that stands out that I have like a lot more experience with is the mountain bike trails in Oroville.
Oh,
Because
Mountain bike trails.
I
Oh, here.
got really into cycling in my late 20s with a group of guys from Foothill that turned into a bigger group.
Oh, yeah.
Foothill being Foothill Community Church, the
Yes.
church that we grew up in.
Yeah.
And we would mountain bike at minimum of 2 days a week, all these trails in Oroville. And
Yeah.
then I would ride in Chico. Chico's got a bigger cycling community.
yeah.
And they would go, oh, let's go ride in Upper Park. I'd ride Upper Park. I'd be like, this is kind of like terrible cycling, like mountain biking to me. There's people that love it.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
the trails in Oroville were fast, beautiful, amazing. And
know that.
people from Chico would come over and ride with myself or ride with Dax, who owned Green Line in Oroville for a while, and he has Green Line cycles in Chico. They'd come over sometime and like ride with us, and they'd be like, we had no idea this was over here. Like, I'm going through a train tunnel. I'm going, along a river. Like, it's just beautiful if you want a lot of hard uphill. It was there.
Yeah.
Fast downhill. Everything in between. Technical, easy.
That's cool.
All of it. Yeah.
I don't cycle. We have friends that do, and they post their maps of where they go, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, looks hard,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but that's cool. That's neat to know that there's that here that we.
Yeah.
that
I
all
think
of us
Oroville's
have.
like mountain biking scene is like amazing.
Good to know. Good to know. Maybe someday we'll explore that. Can you do mountain bike trails walking? Because that's
There's
okay,
trails that
great.
like just kind of cruise along the river, sort of.
Okay,
Like, people
okay.
hike those trails too. Yeah.
Okay, walking, hiking.
There's lots you can do. Yes. You
Yes.
can walk all of them.
Okay, great. That's great. No, I love that. No, thank you for sharing that. So okay, I like to now kind of moving into like a business nugget
Okay.
type of question. If you could share what you do in like an elevator pitch. And I know you have so many
Elevator
different
pitch.
facets. So a quick summary, let's see. Just if you could, how do you even sum up everything?
Yeah, that's a great question.
You could focus on, you can choose to focus
I'll-
on Chollet. You can choose to
Sure.
focus.
I'll sum it up in this way. So let's say the majority of the work that I do that actually like pays all my bills, because I
Sure.
have some things I do that are kind of more passion and fun projects. But
Yeah.
so video production and marketing have kind of
Okay.
been like the two main things that I've done for a long time.
Yeah.
It all started out as video production. So commercial, corporate, some documentary work,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then over the years, what I ended up doing for a lot of my clients was helping them with more than just making the videos. I was always doing some marketing for them, helping them with some of the strategy writing, and saying, hey, what are you going to do with this when it's done? A lot of times they didn't know.
Yeah.
And over time, that grew into me doing more and more marketing for them. And then just a few months ago, along with a few other friends that have some expertise in specific areas, I said, well, I'm going to stop calling this just video production and start calling it what it really is,
Yeah.
which is kind of full service marketing. So
Yeah.
I brought in Matt Muter, who's my brother-in-law. He's a
Okay.
PhD marketing professor,
Wow.
chair of the marketing department at Chico State. So super smart
way.
guy.
Oh, did not know
And
that.
unlike most teachers, he can actually do it.
Okay.
That's like
Yes.
my subtle jab at, what's the line, right? The
Yes,
teachers, those who can't do, teach.
Yes.
He can do. He
Yeah.
can do. And then
that.
a friend of mine, Glenn, who I've known for years, who I worked with at Fox TV years ago.
Okay, yeah.
He's a super brilliant guy when it comes to finding like where to put stuff, like whether it's digital, broadcast. He understands
Yeah.
like the new marketing world and the old marketing world in terms of what they call traditional or like digital.
Yeah.
He knows. He's the fisherman guy that I told you about. That.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
always say like he knows where to find the fish. He also knows like where like people are.
Yes.
Like he's very good at being
Yes.
like, I found this like, not necessarily. It's never like a new thing. He's like, but there's like this kind of untapped resource.
Yes.
He's really good at that. So
Yeah, that's
kind of
cool.
what Chollet is, and the name is just because I couldn't come up with anything
Yeah.
better. I was like, you know what? It's a weird word. It's a weird
No,
name.
It's
and
it's your name. So
it's also like
great.
I think a bit of a throwback to like all the traditional like agencies of like the golden age of advertising were always like, it was like law firms. It was like just
Oh.
someone's last name.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, we're going to go with that. Cause part of my philosophy is like, we live in this very modern digital world, but I think a lot of the strategies that people used to use when it came to like really thinking about brands
Yeah.
and thinking about marketing, they've left some of that behind for the optimization of digital marketing.
Yes.
And I think like you need this balance of all those modern tactics, but like don't forget the strategy. And so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
let's think a little bit like the Mad Men era,
Yeah.
even though we are operating in a world where the tactics are different.
Right. Right. Oh, that's so good. That's so interesting. Oh, I could have a whole. Because I'm just even thinking. Sorry, the neurons in my brain are going choo 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 choo. But even just with something like this being on YouTube or the digital aspect, but there is a real human element to
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Or even, I don't know, thinking of like word of mouth type of thing, going and being in physical rooms and places with people where you can talk to them. I mean, would you say, is that a strategy? Like, is that,
Yeah,
being,
I think, I think that especially we're in like a very, I always want to say we're in a very unique time. I think everybody always thinks they're in like a unique time, right?
Sure.
But
I
I think
always
we're definitely like in terms of how humans, which is what the three of us in this room are, including James, who's over there. There is a third human in here. Like we're in like a probably more unique time than any of our ancestors have had in terms of like how we communicate. Like especially since what was it like 2007 when the iPhone came out and like just changed the world, and the speed at which that has changed I think is really crazy. And I think at least what I've seen when it comes to marketing or just any type of interaction is everything has gotten so noisy that the more human our interactions can be, the more human that brands feel.
Yeah.
I think the easier it is for those brands to cut through the clutter. And like that's something like I have a friend who had a marketing company back in like the 90s, and he talked about even back then it was like, so you got to cut through the clutter. And it's like I'm like, well, dude, today it's like more than ever. Like the competition is not, if you have an auto detailing business, your competition is not all the other auto detailers in town. It's everything, right? It's that pajama meme that's scrolling by that's like, that's got my attention. That person's not competing for your customer, but they're totally competing
attention.
for all that attention. And so I think that's super hard. And so actually I think there are probably trends of going to more almost traditional advertising mediums. There's a bunch of research. We can talk about the research. I was just recently reading research on like traditional media, like traditional television and billboards, and like how much more retention those are showing compared to digital mediums. And I'm like, oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
They're not as measurable. And I think that part is the challenging part is like people go, how do I really know that that's working?
Yeah.
But the research like backs it up.
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see like where it goes. And I think at least my experience and some people I've spoken to, there is this sort of like reeling back from, people not wanting as much of that digital noise in their life.
Yeah.
At least that's my experience.
Well, and I'm thinking too, and we don't even have to get into AI and everything. I don't know. I will say that for the algorithm to hear AI, maybe it'll push us up a little bit. But no, I was thinking just even with the pendulum swing, because like what I do here in my studio is I'm helping clients with large scale portraits. So it's not, we're getting, my little motto is getting you off of your phone and into your home, right? So it's more analog, and having to, and again, like for me, I'm competing with everyone's got
they have
$1,000 phone in their pocket or a camera, right?
Yeah.
And so really, like to your point of you're competing with everything. So how do you? I'm thinking like we are seeing that pendulum. There are people that are shifting back into getting rid of the noise and doing that type of, are attracted to more of that analog way of doing things.
Yeah, I think it like slows like your mind down, which is useful. Just the other day, it's like beginning of summer when we're filming this right now. And my youngest son was like, okay, no screens today. Like, just go do something. Yeah. And he's, I'm like, is he going to get bored? Okay, if he does, that's great. We always say, like, there's no such thing as, only boring people get bored. I'm like, nah, that's not necessarily true. Yeah. And I walked out at one point and he's just laying on the floor in the kitchen staring at the ceiling. And he'd probably been doing it for 15 minutes, which for him is a task because he's a like, go, like entertain me, let me do this. He's very busy mind.
Yeah.
And he's just laying there. I was like, oh, this is like the best thing. It was like the highlight of like my week. It was like he was just laying there staring at the ceiling. I'm like, this is what people need, like to just do nothing for a little bit. It was great. So
yeah, that's so fun. We say boredom. We're like, oh, it's such a gift to be bored. If you can be bored, and
then go back to like advertising. This leads me to a great idea. It's like if everybody was just out laying around being bored. I did it like by the pool the other day. I laid there. I fell asleep, which is not a good thing to do if you don't have sunscreen on.
Well,
but
no.
And to wake up, it's like, how are you going to advertise that person? Skywriting.
Skywriting.
I'm kidding. But although I did see something the other day I did see something on Facebook that somebody was like skywriting
I saw
like
that
in Butte
too.
County, and I was like,
It was like
genius.
it was like a smiley face or something.
Yeah.
I saw that posted. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty
what
like
group it
old
was in.
school method of advertising.
Yeah, that's
And
so
I'm like, it
funny.
probably would work because nobody's doing it anymore. So yeah, maybe
and it's novel.
maybe
and
we
it's
just stumbled on to the next thing that I'll have to offer is skywriting. to people.
skywriting
Yeah.
in at Chollet marketing
Yeah,
agency.
we'll figure out how to do it for sure.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love it so much. No, that's I could spend. Yeah, I love talking about all of this stuff. But we are going to go a little deeper.
Okay, I'm ready.
And you can choose to go as deep as you want.
Okay.
But we're going to mine a little bit the heart.
Okay.
So what got you into, well, you said you've been doing video production forever.
Forever. Yeah.
What can you even pinpoint? Like what got you into, I guess my first part of the question is the video production work.
Okay.
And then from there, what got you into the marketing agency and serving
Sure.
other clients?
How far back do you want to go? The very
As
beginning?
I mean, can you, I don't know, as a kid.
I remember.
Yeah,
So
share that.
I remember exactly what it was. So I remember Back to the Future influenced
Movie.
two big parts of my life. One, Back to the Future was one of the things that got me into playing guitar as a
Okay.
kid because of the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
Johnny B.
musician.
Good scene. I was like, yeah, that part was great.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a behind the scenes video or documentary. I don't even know how I watched it at the time because this was like must have been the late 80s on Back to the Future 2 where they showed like how they made it. And I remember in the early 90s, a good friend of mine had a video camera. And I was like, dude, this is you have the thing we need to
Yeah.
make these videos. And so we would try to make these like hoverboard like videos like it was Back to the Future 2.
I think I remember seeing
You
this
might have.
video.
So we made these
I think
videos.
My dad. Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting you. Sorry,
that's
you
okay.
just like. Psh, I think I
Yeah.
remember seeing this video.
So I was making these videos with a friend, and that was kind of like the start of like, oh yeah, I had this camera, and then we like made a video like this where we'd sit around and talk on camera. Like we would just
Yeah.
anything that we could come up with, any reason we had to like burn through a bunch of tape was like this was great. So we had like our own little show that we made that nobody watched. And then another good friend who you guys know, Toby Erickson.
Yes.
He was the youth pastor at the time at the church. I mean, he was always in education and always working with young people. And he had done a lot of video stuff in college and was like all about like making videos as like part of a fun thing to like do whatever the thing was. If it was like, we got to tell this story, let's make like a little movie about
Yeah.
it. And so I was always helping him with projects and making videos. And he had a way of just making everything just fun all the
fun.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I got into high school, at Las Plumas High School, there was a teacher, Mike Morris, and he taught
photography teacher.
He taught photography. He also taught metal shop, and metal shop you could take as a freshman.
Okay.
And so I had his metal shop class, and then I found out that he had some video equipment, not in the photography lab. He had it like tucked away in the back of the metal shop.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I'm really into doing videos. Could I do some stuff? And so pretty soon he
Yeah.
assigned me like making these like little instructional videos for the metal shop class.
Oh,
And
sounds really boring.
it was actually, I made it fun.
Well,
I found
I'm
a
sure
way.
you did.
I found
I'm
a
sure
way
you did.
to have fun with it. And I think the metal shop class was like part of like your freshman year, if you were taking that, you were supposed to do metal shop, like wood shop and small engines.
Oh, okay.
And I somehow just never left the metal shop. I just kept making videos in the back.
That's
And
so
like by my junior or senior year, I had advanced metals in the morning, which was my video production class.
Oh my God.
I was his TA during his prep period, which was like a video production class.
Okay.
And then I had advanced photography, and we had built built like a video studio with some grant money, like in one of the old like the darker than the dark room. What's the one where you actually do like you can do film change in it?
Yeah.
He had like a blackout room.
Yeah.
And so we
That in the classroom?
because I feel like if you were in the class, if you were like in the front of the classroom,
Yeah.
and the class was in front of you, what windows were on that side? The dark room was that way, and the other one was like kind of around like through his office or something maybe.
I can't remember.
It was like
I
just a
wonder-
closet.
Okay.
But we turned that into like a little video editing studio.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder
that
if
was like the
he's-
beginning
to
of it. And
reach out
then,
to him.
yeah. And then I had like a paid job when I was still in high school doing like a video
Yeah.
for like a fire academy and
Yeah.
got the taste of like someone paying you to make video. And then like I
Yes.
just was like, okay, I can keep doing this.
You can keep doing this.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, and then you've seen again just the evolution of film to digital, and
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and then editing, or I mean, developing in a dark room
Yeah.
to now editing on a computer and.
Yeah, and I did take the photography class, which I think was actually super helpful.
Yeah.
In fact, like people are just like, "Oh, what can I do like for video?" I'm like, "You should go take like a black and white film photography class."
Oh yeah.
Like
That's
you
a
will
good
learn
idea.
more. You will learn about everything. I feel like you learn about almost everything a camera can do
Yeah.
by doing that. You'll at least understand
That's so true.
like how the physical like
Yeah.
optics and geometry of everything works.
Yeah, exposure and
Yeah.
all the settings, all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. And composition, I mean
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Yeah, I took Mr. Morris's black and white photography class.
Yep.
And now I'm trying to think how it was set up because I would have been later. Well, you were what class? I don't know if you want to share it.
1998.
You were 98.
Yeah.
I was 2003. So it
Okay.
was probably the same. I don't think they would have moved the
Yeah,
photography class
that
in
would
that
have been
time.
probably the same layout.
That's so cool. Well, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. We
Yeah.
are going to get right back to it after we take a break to hear a word from our sponsors. So we'll be right back. This week's episode of the Hearts of Gold podcast is sponsored by me, Erin Lackey Photography. And I am so excited to share with you a project that I'm currently working on that will come to fruition in October of this year. I am currently accepting nominations for women in Butte County who are 40 years and over, who are the hidden forces in their community. They are the glue that holds their families and their communities together. They usually work behind the scenes and don't necessarily get a ton of accolades or recognition. And we want to change that. We want to provide them with amazing portrait experience that ends in an art show in October where they are featured and celebrated by their families and their community. So if you know a woman who falls within that criteria and you want to nominate them, please head to seenagain.erinlackey.com. That's seenagain.erinlackey.com. So if you know a woman who falls within that criteria, if you could head to seenagain.erinlackey.com and make your nomination. That is seenagain.erinlackey.com. Submit your nomination for a woman here in Butte County who deserves to be celebrated for the amazing human that they are. And I cannot wait to reach out to them and get them highlighted and celebrated by their community and their families here in Butte County. Thanks for listening. And now back to the episode. And we're back, and we're here in the studio with Stephen Chollet, and we're having an amazing conversation. And before I move into the next section of questions, I did want to kind of touch a little bit on the Emmys that you won in 2005 and 2007. I just think, I mean, that's amazing. I don't know personally anyone else.
I do.
In the world. You do.
Yeah.
You know a lot of people that have won Emmys.
Well, they might have worked on like the same projects, so I do know them. But yes.
No, but I would love to. I mean, would you share? Because I think that's so cool. I have some connections to Oroville High School now, and they are starting to have a film.
Oh, cool.
Section, and I don't know a ton, but I do know that they had a group of kids that produced a movie, and they went down. They won. They came in like second place, which I heard they should have been first. But they came at a film festival. So I don't know. Some of them watch this podcast. I thought if you wanted to share a little bit.
So the Emmys were the Los Angeles area Emmy Awards.
Okay.
So it's like not like the prime time or the daytime.
Don't discount
Emmys.
it. It's an Emmy.
But
That's what I would say.
There at the time there was, I think, I know they had the LA area Emmys, so this was like a regional Emmy award. I think Chicago had one in New York.
Okay. Wow.
Which kind of makes sense because even in the film industry, those are like, there's a funny thing with like, you know what Apple boxes are? Like they're the plywood wooden boxes used like in film and photo.
Okay.
Like, you can turn it this way and someone can sit on it.
Sure.
Someone can stand on it to make them taller.
Yes.
Yeah, this is totally unrelated, but it makes sense because they have a saying like, if on a film set, if you ask for an apple box, you can ask for it one of three ways. You can ask for it New York, Chicago, or LA. Whereas like New York is where it's sitting as tall as it can go.
Okay.
Like the skyscrapers. Chicago is on its edge.
Okay.
So it's a little taller. And then LA is just flat and
flat.
wide. And so that makes sense that those would be like
Yes.
the different regional Emmy Awards. And so
Yeah.
this was an LA area Emmy Award, and it was in instructional programming, which is
Okay.
the thrilling category of like educational programming.
Well, I mean, that goes back to I'm thinking, oh my gosh, all the metal shop making those instructional.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Look at that. How
Yeah,
that,
it full
that I said was boring. I'm like,
circle.
that sounds boring.
Yeah. So the project was 20 half-hour episodes on astronomy.
Wow.
And it went along with a textbook course. So it was
Okay.
like formal, like educational programming.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah. It was called Astronomy Observations and Theories.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find. It can be found. Please
Okay.
don't judge any of the like 20 plus year old,
Yeah.
production quality. And then, so that was like kind of the big one to me because I was a producer on that project. I started
Okay.
out as an editor and then got a producer credit. So I was able to go and like
Nice.
get my award and all that.
yeah.
And then the other one was I had done some post-production work on another project for the same production company.
Okay.
That one won an Emmy, and like they mailed me one because I wasn't a producer, but I paid to get that statue. So
well,
technically two.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
eligible for it, but the first one was like
You were
that's like the
there and-
real one. Like I had a producer
Yeah.
credit. Like felt like it was really I earned that one more.
Yeah.
So.
That's so cool. And I think recently, because you've been doing more content creation or just posting on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I think you had a little.
I did a video where I explained it a little more.
Yeah, which I thought was so cool. And anyway, you have all of that stuff on your Instagram, more education, and you're so generous with sharing how marketing info and all of that. So I've really, we've been enjoying watching
good.
that stuff on your Instagram too, which is, we can share more about that, your
Sure.
handle and all that at the end.
Perfect.
But yeah, so that's very cool. Well, so as we move into just the next segment, which is called Fool's Gold.
Okay.
This is a section where if you have any lessons or regrets or things you might have done differently as it pertains to, I mean, it can go as much into it as you want to, but as it pertains to, I don't know, your business, just in life in general,
Okay.
all those things, feel free.
Regrets, like things I would do differently.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Challenges, anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. I think there's plenty of challenges. I think I'm a person, and I know there's other people that say this, and so I don't just say this to sound like other people. I'm like, I don't like have a bunch of regrets necessarily.
Sure.
There's kind of, I think it's like the cliche answer of like everything that you did right or wrong kind of like made you who you are.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there's probably things that I would consider doing differently in retrospect. But
Yeah.
I also I was thinking about that, and there's a book called The Millionaire Next Door,
Okay.
and in the book, the author talks about like all of the like most people that have like great success in life, and the book is not just like about financial success. It's
Okay.
about like having a success, whatever success means to you, a successful life. And he talks about like usually people that achieve some level of success in life have gotten there by going through certain struggles. Like things were challenging and they found ways to overcome that. Most entrepreneurs they're solving problems.
Sure.
They're not living in this like problem-free world.
Yeah.
And so like those challenges shape the person's character.
Yeah.
And then he talks about how a thing that can happen sometimes with their children in the next generation is they try to shelter them, maybe over shelter them from having these same challenges, and then like the success like skips the next generation. Like they don't
Interesting.
develop the character that was required to maybe perform at the level like that their parents performed
Yeah.
at. I don't
Well,
see it
'cause
with
you-
everyone. Like there's people that definitely don't do that. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he's like, "Oh, my kids have to like work their way through college." I'm like, they don't have to, do they? Like you could afford. He's a doctor that's doing
Yeah.
plenty well. And he's like, it's not about the money. They have to like
Right.
they need to learn like what this means, like
Yeah.
how to face those challenges and develop that character.
Well, that's kind of like with just kind of that saying of you want your kids to have a better life than you had, or you want them
Right.
to.
Yeah, it's like
and
normal.
So, yeah. And so with that, what I'm hearing you say is sometimes it can, in doing that, it can skip that they aren't as challenged as much.
Yeah, like I think it's easy to be like, this was a struggle for me. Let me take that struggle away
I
from
see.
you. And it's like,
Yeah.
look for opportunities for them to learn some things the hard
Yeah.
way. And I think
Yeah.
like that's the other thing is that you could go back and say, oh, there was this project or this client I took on years
Mm-hmm.
ago that was like, oh, it was just a bad fit. If I could have never have done that, that would be
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if I think that mistakes and challenges are probably the biggest opportunity for learning. Like, I don't think you learn much when things go perfectly.
Sure.
You learn a lot like from a bad client.
Yeah.
And just even like last week, I went and talked at this business event, and I had gotten like the ROI on my time was big because I got like multiple people reached out and like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to talk to you about this. I had one company reach out. He wanted a bunch of help with his marketing.
Yeah.
And like, I just immediately spotted I'm like, oh, there are like 3 red flags here right away.
Oh.
And I was like,
yeah.
this would be like a good client. Like it's a good brand. It's well known. But I can see like some areas where I'm like, well, this thing, the main thing he needs help with is not the thing that that I'm the best at.
I see.
So, but I've got some people that could help with that. But there's also
Yeah.
like this crisis thing going on. I'm like, that's always a challenge. And I don't think the problem is marketing.
Right.
It's bigger than that.
Sure.
And then he's like trying to maybe use marketing to like get rid of 3 people. And I was like, this is like this. And so like the temptation is like, it's a good brand, good client, could
Yeah.
be some good money.
Right.
But I could also see like my experience of having had some things in the past that didn't go well is I can spot like this pattern recognition. I go, oh, so now I'm so glad I had this like client
Yeah.
that taught me this lesson a while ago, because this would be larger stakes
Yeah.
to have it go wrong,
Right.
and makes you really pause and consider it more and maybe
Yeah.
ask better questions before you dive into something. So
Yeah.
again, I think like mistakes are, if you use them as an opportunity to learn,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And I remember I made some silly mistake with a client years ago, and a friend of mine that was a consultant for that client who had given me the work, he's like, hey, this is not going well. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware. I don't remember what the details were. And he's
We're
like,
always aware.
and he was like, here's what you need to do. He's like, you need to call this person. You need to apologize for this. Even if you don't think this is your fault, you need to apologize. I think he said, take the beating and let's move on.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
like, okay. And I did it. And then like from then on, we had a great relationship. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I learned a lot
Yeah.
through, my mistake and whatever the conflict was there.
Yeah.
And I probably like grew a lot from that experience, where again,
Yeah.
like if it was always easy, I'd be like, I've learned
Right.
nothing. All I've learned is that it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's not.
That's so interesting. As you were talking, I'm thinking too, just another, because we were talking about books. Have you ever read Creativity Incorporated or Creativity Inc. by Ed
No.
Catmull? He was one of the producers. I read it years ago. Producers or creators, is that the same thing? Of Toy Story.
Okay.
The first fully computer animated feature film. So he worked on that, and he talks about this story about how after he created it, they poured everything into, they wanted to be the very first to create the fully computer animated feature film, and they did it. And after he did that, he went into like this deep depression because he's like, what do I do now
Oh, yeah.
with my life? I've done the thing that I said I was going to do. Anyway, there's kind of the story there. And then he talks about Toy Story 2, which I don't know. Do you know this? Sorry. And then Toy Story 5 is coming out, which I was like, oh, we're making, look at all this. And movie theater. Hey, it's all working together. But so they created Toy Story 2. Do you know the history behind Toy Story 2?
I don't. I am not a Toy Story aficionado like some people are.
Well, I didn't know this until I read the book, but it
Okay.
was like, I guess they they created the whole movie, and something happened with the servers, with something. They lost the movie.
Oh.
It completely erased, and they had to figure out how are they, like, it was supposed to go to market or whatever you say, go to movies, whatever the timeline was, and they didn't have any footage. Like they didn't have anything.
Oh, no.
Or edited, whatever. And they ended up reaching out to a woman who was on maternity leave for the thing, and she had everything on her computer, and so they were able to resave it. My point being, with failure, he says in the book that failure just is such a teacher, and his famous line that I always quote is, "Fail as fast as you can." That's one of the things he says. Is the faster that you can fail, the quicker you get the feedback and the lesson, and then you can move forward. All that to say what you were saying.
Yeah, well, and I think I think that's true. I also think like fast and early. Like, I think if you make mistakes, I think about this like as a parent. Like, we always say like, I want my kids. Do you want your kids to make mistakes? Well, kind of. Like, they're going to like everyone's going to make some mistakes in life.
Sure.
Like, I'd like them to make mistakes with me.
Yeah.
And maybe while they're younger, with people that care about them, because like when you get out in the real world, like if you've made mistakes probably, but if you've lived a life where your parents, let's say, didn't let you make mistakes, like always solved the problem, always did this, then it's like, well, at some point you're going to be out in the real world, go make those mistakes with people that don't care about you.
Right.
And there's like very little grace.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you learn early, learn fast
with
people that do care? And it's like, so I agree. Like, if you, the sooner and the faster is probably better. And like, and I back to that story of the guy that gave me that good advice. I'm like, I made this mistake with this client, and there was a person nearby that was like, he didn't like go, this is all over. He's like, you're going to learn something right now.
Right.
And we have a great relationship to this day. He gives me clients all the time. We work on projects together. And so it's like, I think that mistakes are like a necessary part of everything. Yeah. And so I don't regret any of those. But I think that if you're not going to learn from your mistakes, then maybe I'd regret them and be like, I'd like to not have made all those mistakes if they didn't produce anything good. So. Right.
No, I love that so much. So thank you for sharing that. We are moving into our dun 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 gold rush round.
Oh, this is the part where it said you will not know what the questions are going to be or what we're going to talk about. Okay.
So this is your opportunity this is kind of rapid fire, faster paced.
All right.
I'm going to ask you best blank, best XYZ
no.
in Butte County.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be Butte County centric, and this is your opportunity too if you want to make a little plug for a business or somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to go like gut instinct.
Okay. All right.
I'm not even going to think about it.
Okay. I love it. So, and again, these are broader questions. So we're going to start with, here we go. Best coffee.
Naked Lounge, Chico.
Okay, that was fast. Okay, I can go fast with this one. Okay. Yeah, Naked Lounge. Yeah, that's what she said
I'm
too.
a regular there. I don't know that I see her in there very much.
Okay.
I can name like the 4 people that are in there every morning.
You guys go at different times.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's true.
That's right.
I am there all day. But no, I'm kidding.
I love it. Best tacos.
Oh. Ooh, harder. Much Chico. So okay, and this might be Chico centric.
No,
but Chico's got tacos. The best tacos.
Yes, best.
The best tacos are actually La Castagna in Oroville like 15 years ago. But current best tacos. I don't even know the name of the taco truck. There's a taco truck though on Highway 32 near what they call Gasoline Alley. Okay. That is very good. It's across the street from a warehouse that I work in a lot. So
taco truck, Gasoline Alley across the street from a warehouse.
But I went to Aka Taco last night. So, but I didn't have tacos.
We have a lot of great taco options here in the
I can give you
state.
one more too. Thinking bigger picture tacos, the fish tacos at the Banshee.
Oh.
Also very good.
Okay, fish tacos. I do love a good fish taco.
Okay.
I love it. Best hiking spot.
Best hiking spot would be the Potter's Ravine Trail. Although I haven't been out there since like there was a fire out there a few years ago. That's a great area. Yeah, in Oroville.
In
Orville.
Okay.
Good
Potter's Ravine Trail.
Good hiking spot.
Good to know.
There's a horse trough along the way that if
you're riding your horse
has really fresh water in it if it's hot.
Okay.
I've taken a plunge in it before.
Okay. I love it. Best burger.
Best burger would be These are the food ones are so hard.
I know.
I do like the burger at Nobby's.
I was going to
in
say
Chico.
Nobby's. The cheese skirt?
Is Righteous Burger still open? No. Because that was very
R.I.P.
similar vibe.
Yeah. The cheese
Yeah.
skirt, man. It's
The
that.
cheese skirt, it like takes you up a
It
notch.
does. Yep. I would agree with Nobby's. Best local event.
Best local event?
Yeah.
That would be the Notre Dame School Spring Fashion Show
What?
put on by Courtney Chollet,
Hey.
featuring local businesses.
I love it.
Most successful year on record was 2026. So keep your eye out for next year.
Really? Fashion show.
Oh yeah, it's super cool.
Is
It's
it
actually
open-
really cool. It's
open-
open to anyone. Yeah.
oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I mean,
Oh,
you
how
got to
fun.
buy a ticket. It's a
Well, of
fundraiser.
course, yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Best camping spot.
Best camping spot.
Do you camp? Are you a camper?
It's not in Butte County. It's Desolation Wilderness, South Lake Tahoe area backpacking.
Desolation Wilderness.
Yep. Like
Okay.
2.5, 3 hour drive to get to the trailhead. I would recommend going in at the Echo Lakes, but it's up to you.
Okay. Noted. Best music venue.
Best music venue.
Local. If you.
Local music venue.
Yeah.
I don't. So I'd be honest. I don't listen to a lot of live music.
Okay.
Anymore. But my most memorable local music venue was
Yes.
probably at the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds in 1995 or 6 when I saw Audio Adrenaline, first concert I ever went to.
What?
Yeah, like
They played at Silver Dollar?
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
yeah. That was a great. It was
That's
like a sweaty,
fun.
dirty room too. It was super fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is kind of a random one. Best grocery store.
Best grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one I go to the most is Rayleigh's, and it's probably because I worked at a Rayleigh's when I was
Oh, you
younger,
did.
and
Another
I had
job
an
unlocked.
appreciation for like the customer service,
Mm-hmm.
which I will say I can't confirm, but I do not believe that at least the Rayleigh's I go to that they do the same customer service training anymore because
Oh,
it's
interesting.
slipped a bit from the
Okay.
late 90s.
Okay.
Uh,
It was a good decade. the
That's a
90s.
good one though. If I'm going for like local flavor option,
Yeah.
S&S Produce is pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things that you can like only find there,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay.
But the Oroville Rayleigh's, fantastic, and the East Avenue Rayleigh's in Chico.
Okay.
Another go-to.
I've only been to that one, to the Chico one, maybe 3 times in my
Mm-hmm.
life. So I need to, next time I'm over there. Well, that answers the best customer service. That was one of the questions. But do you have a different one? Best customer service?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The Rayleigh's does not have the best customer service.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. No,
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you're saying.
I
Do
felt
you-
that. I felt that in like when I remember. So when I worked at Rayleigh's, like the training was intense, and I thought it was really good customer
Yeah,
service.
yeah.
That is not the case anymore.
Not the case.
Best
Okay.
customer service.
Yes.
Oh man, there's so many places that have great
I mean,
customer service.
Chollet Agency.
Yeah, no,
Good
I don't know that we have the best customer. We care a lot.
Yes, of course.
I actually, and this is not like a local business, but they still feel like they are local and they're regional in care. I always feel like Les Schwab Tires
You know
has
what?
had like great service. My experience has always been very,
do.
very good.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yep. One here in Orville too.
Yep.
Great. That's
Great
great.
experience. I should like highlight local businesses more because like I have friends
Yeah.
that own all these businesses, but
No, that's great.
gut instinct. Instinct.
No,
if,
I love it.
If you're not getting named, it's because Les Schwab is doing just a little bit better.
I love it. Okay, 2 more.
'Kay.
Best breakfast.
Ooh,
It's
best
another food one.
breakfast. So I'm gonna say Morning Thunder Cafe in Chico.
Okay.
Just it's my favorite breakfast experience because Courtney, my wife, and I have gone on like breakfast dates there for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And we always order the exact same thing
Love it.
and we share it.
What is it?
It is the bacon and avocado omelet.
Ooh.
And I'll get in
so
trouble
good.
if I tell this part, but I'm going to. And Courtney's gonna be like, I cannot believe you told people that we do this.
Okay.
So they
No,
have
we-
they have
no.
you know like when you go to a restaurant, they always have like the questions they have to ask you, like, oh, would you like hash browns or potatoes. Like, and you know, and if you've gone there enough, you know the answers.
Yeah.
I always act like I don't know. And so I have this, and literally it's like a script. And I always joke with her because she'll mess up the script. I'm like, dude, I thought you were off book. I thought we had this down. So like, it's like, oh, the hash browns, please. And then do you want, like, they ask, do you want toast, a muffin, or a biscuit?
Oh, gosh.
And I always, so the spoiler alert, we always order the biscuit. And then I ask for a side of gravy, and she asks for honey because we're going to split it.
Okay.
And I get like a biscuit and gravy thing out of this.
Yeah.
But I always say, well, what's the muffin? Because they always have different muffins there. And then I listen, and they go, and whatever they say, like, oh, it's poppy seed. I go, ooh. I think I'm going to go with the biscuit. The biscuit sounds good. And so every time.
That's good.
So like, is it the
Yes.
best breakfast? It's really good, but I don't know.
You've got your thing.
It's like
The
a
thing.
whole shtick. It's probably really weird. And Courtney would be like, I cannot believe you told
That's
people
so
we do this.
fun.
Like, we'll never go there again. But
Is it a different server every time, do you think? Or like, or
maybe,
do you get,
I don't know. I
or
don't.
they don't do it every,
sometimes.
they don't do it enough to,
We don't go there
catch
enough for
on.
them to catch on.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, like that would be weird.
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's already weird. That would be really weird.
I think it's fun. It makes it interesting. And of course, and then they're kind of testing the server too. Like, can you remember the muffin
Yeah, and then you have to like
flavors?
really act like, you know, that you're asking this stuff for like the
Yeah.
very first time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, is it possible to get a side of gravy? I know that I can.
Yes.
I've done this like 100 times.
Right.
I know exactly how it's going to
Right.
be.
That's so fun. Well, maybe someone will listen to this and you guys can, I don't know, next time they'll just have a plate waiting for you. There you go. Morning
That would be,
thunder.
then they would have the best customer service.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. We haven't talked about your dog.
Oh my dog, yes.
Yes.
He's
I put best dog park. I don't know. Are there dog parks in Chico? Do
there
you
are,
go to dog parks?
I don't take him to the dog park.
Okay. Well,
He's-
then share about your dog real fast.
So, okay, I've had a few great dogs in my life, and Bentley
Yes.
is one of them. We always, Bentley's a Samoyed.
Okay.
James will probably have a photo of him or something at some point.
Well, because I noticed he's part of the team.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, he's like a unicorn. Like physically, when people see a Samoyed in real life,
Samoyed.
it's a Samoyed.
Yeah.
They're like just a white cloud. They look like a puppy from the time they're born till like they die. Like they always have like the
Okay.
little puppy
Puppy
face. They
face.
just look like a puppy that gets bigger.
Yeah.
And they're super intelligent, and you would maybe not know that based upon their obedience because they are incredibly like independent and stubborn. They're like
Okay.
it's like owning a cat.
Oh.
Like you're like, oh
okay.
hey, sit, and they're like,
Why?
maybe not. If you have a treat, okay. Then as soon as you have a treat, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he knows everything I'm saying.
I see. Yes.
And I mean, I've taken him to training. We've done everything. So Courtney, my wife, had a Samoyed when I met her, and I was like, this dog is like really cute, but like kind of,
Yeah.
you know, kind of a stubborn little creature. I was like, must be bad training. You must have not trained this dog well before I met you, because I had a German Shepherd before that.
Yes, that you had commands in German.
Oh yes,
I
and
remember.
that dog
Yes.
was like, yeah, she was
Yeah.
dial. Anything you asked her to do,
Yeah.
like boom, do it. Like treat, no treat, doesn't matter. Like
Yep.
yeah, I'll sit down, lay down, and stay down. Okay, great.
Yeah.
She won't get up until you tell her.
Yeah.
So when I met my wife's dog Brody, the
Mm-hmm.
first Samoyed that I ever interacted with, I was like, this is clearly a training issue.
Yeah.
My wife now gets to tell me, see, I told you so, because Bentley's a year old and he is just as independent and stubborn as Brody was. And then I find all these videos show up for me about Samoyeds, and they're all like the same story. Like, this is just how they are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they are. But they're really cute. So,
That's fun.
and so my son and I, we have this saying, well, I always see him, and you know, people always are like, oh, who's a good dog? Who's the best dog? Like people always say that to their dogs, right?
Yes, yes.
And so we always say, I was like, oh, who's the best dog? And we go, we don't know, but you're our dog.
But you're our dog.
You're our dog. Are you a good dog? Yeah, you're our dog. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
But he's very sweet.
Yeah. Samoyed. I don't know that breed.
Samoyed. Yeah.
So that's
some
neat.
and like you watch like the dog shows, some call it like Sammyed. They say it differently.
okay.
So also refer to them as like Sammys, or they have like a Sammy smile because it looks like they're smiling all
Yeah.
the time.
Well, I saw him and I thought, oh, he's kind of, to me, like Great Pyrenees type of. Is that the big?
Yeah,
like
they're
polar
big.
bear
They're
type
big
of-
and fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are like a total northern like Siberia breed. So they're more they're probably more related and similar to like huskies in a way.
Okay.
They're also like one of I'm going to get this wrong, and because I tried to say this one time, and some guy online was like that none of that is actually genetically accurate, and I was like, okay, dude, it's just like a story. But they say that like Samoyeds and like a few of the other northern breeds are also like genetically like the closest to like ancient dogs. Like they weren't bred out of like the gray wolf through like the domestic things. They're related to them.
Yeah.
But they sort of like stayed like independently, like their own breed for a long time. So they're
Interesting.
This is probably why they're so like just independent. Like they're just
they're like,
we had a vet that always says, well, the northern breeds are a little different. I was like, we'll leave it at that. So, yeah.
Northern breeds are
That's
different.
Bentley.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. I'm sure people would love seeing pictures of
He is
Bentley
pretty
online.
cute. He's very photogenic. So
I love it. Okay, well, what is your kind of golden nugget of wisdom? So if you had a best piece of advice to leave our viewers today, I don't know if I could make it more succinct. I guess, you could do like business advice if you, I don't know who you want to speak to, potential clients or just our viewers who are all sorts of people from Butte County.
Okay, I'll give maybe something. Okay, I'll give you a piece of business advice or at least marketing advice because that seems like an easier one for me to tackle than like, what is the number one piece of advice you would like give your
What's the meaning of life,
your nephew
Stephen?
for his like graduation card?
Yeah.
Read the books. That was a teacher wrote that in my yearbook.
Read the books.
Yeah, please read the books. I was like, thank you, Mr. Perry. I appreciate it.
Mr. Peary.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Peary.
Oh, yeah.
AP
He was on to
English.
me.
Yes.
He's like, you're a great student. In college, please read the books.
Read the books.
I was like,
amazing.
So that first piece of advice, read the books.
Yes.
Second piece of advice, the marketing piece of advice I would give people is, I don't know if it's a piece of advice, but an observation I have. And that is, and this sounds like a pitch, and I don't mean it as a pitch, but it is very difficult. I find it difficult to like market my own company. And I think the challenge that people have in marketing is when you're inside a business and you have all the insider knowledge you have about the thing that you do, it is really hard to see it the way your customers might see it. And so whether that's just asking your customers like questions about, surveying your customers about like, what do you like about our business? Why do you shop with us? Why did you hire me?
Yeah.
That's really good feedback. Finding a consultant or a marketing person or whoever it might be, someone else that owns a business, like what do you see from the outside?
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's super useful. And I see a lot of businesses that are trying to market on their own from the inside that have trouble doing that. Another friend of mine always says, he's like, it's really hard to read a wine label from inside the bottle. Like it's hard to know, like how do you really look to the outside world? So I think just like seeking outside perspective, and it probably applies like everywhere in life, right? Like,
sure.
Go talk to someone that can like look at your life in a less, maybe in a more objective way, or at least from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So that would be like my advice for businesses is do more of that.
Yeah. That's good. I love
trying
that.
to get outside yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's such good advice. That's so good. Yeah, I love that so much because, I like the wine label, like analogy too, or that visual is hard. It's hard to, how do people see you? I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now it's time to claim your gold. How do people put your stake in the ground? How do people, we want you to pitch. So,
okay. Got it.
How do people find you? If they wanted to, what's the best place for people to learn more about you? I mean, can they follow you on, what's your preferred social platform?
The place that I'm probably the most active is on Instagram.
Okay.
In terms of just social media.
Yeah.
And James will find it and put up. I don't even remember. It's either Stephen Chollet or just Chollet, like is my handle. Is that what we call it now? A handle, my @
Sure.
So it's one of those two. The company one is Chollet.agency on there, which is also the website, Chollet.agency.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's a .agency, not .com.
Yeah, I love
Very
that.
confusing. I'm trying to get the Chollet.com. A guy in Russia owns it and is just sitting on it.
Oh.
So I'm in the negotiations, but
Interesting. What is Chollet then? Is that, I mean, somebody clearly.
Oh, I
that
think
his
this guy
name?
just bought it to sell it at some point.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We've been talking.
He saw that
If you're watching
Chollet-
this, the price is too high.
He saw that Chollet won an Emmy. 2
Oh yeah,
Emmys,
and he must have
went,
just thought, this is gonna
Yeah.
be it. But no, so Chollet Agency, same thing on Instagram. I think it's Chollet Agency on Instagram.
Okay.
And then I'm on Instagram, which is probably where I'm the most active. If you just want to follow me.
Yeah.
I do have a YouTube channel that I post some things on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything exciting coming up that you want to share about? I don't know.
Exciting coming up.
Yeah.
Is any of it secretive? That's the question.
Well, that
I don't
is-
think it's
yeah.
overly secretive. A project that's getting close to being done that is very cool. So years ago, I did a video project for Miriam Park when they were
Okay.
building that in Chico.
Yeah.
And the same developer, Dan Gonzalez,
Mm-hmm.
who owned Fifth Sun, which was a cool t-shirt company based out of Chico for a long time.
Okay.
Sold that.
Yeah.
Has been developing Miriam Park. He
Mm-hmm.
has another project in town that's super cool out at the old the Diamond Match property, which some
Oh.
people are familiar with. Kind of
I am
those
not
sneaky
familiar with that.
little hidden spots
Okay.
that everyone that I used to know that did photo and video would like trespass on to go take photos.
Oh, how
cool
fun.
old brick buildings. This big property
Yeah.
that used to be it was Diamond Lumber Company, which
Okay.
became the Diamond Match Company, which if you see everywhere you
Yeah.
matches, you get our diamond matches. So they had this lumber company in Chico that was my understanding is that one of the reasons they built it was to supply just how much wood demand they had for matches that they were
Oh.
making. There's I'm probably getting the history of it wrong. The match and the lumber company, one came before the other, and then they needed more. And this became this whole big facility, and like they had like workforce housing out there and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And then it went away and became this abandoned piece of property. A bunch of the buildings burned down. I don't know how many acres it is. It's big. And there's this cool old, everybody calls it the Diamond Match Factory. It was the engineering building, this cool building.
That's so
And
fun.
so Dan bought that property and wants to kind of bring it back in a way to what it was, like workforce housing with some community. And they're different than Miriam Park. And so we're working on a video project about that. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Is that connected to Hotel Diamond?
No,
Okay.
unrelated. Unrelated.
I was
don't
like,
know if
Diamond,
the
Diamond,
name. I don't know if
Diamond.
there's like some history connection between the
Yeah.
names. So to say that they're unrelated is not
Okay.
true. But like at this point in time, there's no relation
Okay,
between the two.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess-
So that's a cool project. So sometime in the
Yeah.
next couple months, that'll probably be done.
Okay, so be on the lookout maybe on your social media or
Yeah, I'll
maybe
post about
YouTube.
it for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Yay! Oh,
Yep.
that's so exciting. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for saying
Yeah,
yes
thank you,
to
Erin. I
a video
appreciate it.
podcast and
Yeah.
for sharing with us so we can get to know more about you and kind of the face behind the video.
Yeah.
And all of that. And thank you for having a heart of gold.
Well, thank you, Erin. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. Yay! And then we clap. Okay. How are you doing?
Fine. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Listen, if you're not sponsored by Athletic Greens, are you even a podcast or whatever? Sorry, AG1 Theater. What's that?
I watched that live.
When I did it. What?
Live?
Yeah.
There's no way you watched it.
Dell computer.
You found like a live stream because I'm like it wasn't like big like it was the LA area Emmys. It wasn't
I
like
was trying to find a way to record it for you, but I never screen recorded in my life. So I was like,
Wow.
I'm trying to find free programs, so I try to record it for you.
No way.
oh dude.
But I watched
I should like call them at some point and find out if they have like a recording of it.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is my
yeah.
Emmy computer.
We can
Well,
just
I
go like
rated-
this the
or
whole time.
rated-
And they're like, this was the lost documentary from Coast Learning System. I will download it and watch a little bit. And I was like, I wish we could lose it again. Long drive to get here from Chico, as you know.
Well,
Like a whole TV show length.
That's
you know?
right. A whole TV show
Yeah.
length. That's